What's going on, y'all? This is NaptownBorn. As you already know, pretty much. Froch destroyed Butte, and I wanted to do a post-fight where I said who won, and you know, well, obviously Froch won or how he won and all, but we already know how he won. He won by knockout. He really hurt Butte 2 rounds before the knockout, hurt him the round before the knockout, and then hurt him right before the knockout. To me, Butte didn't quit, but he really did look out on his feet. You know, the ref shouldn't have waved it off and counted. So I'm not with any of that drama. But since I'm not doing that kind of a video, but this is going to be a response to Calix, Dwyer, and pretty much anyone who's already had an opinion about the fight, but mainly to Calix, Dwyer, and UK Wing Chun as of now, just because he just did a video directly to Dwyer, and so. But I wanted to touch on Dwyer's opinion, and also support Calix's opinion, because to me it seems, as a Froch fan who didn't pick Froch to win this fight, so obviously I'm happy, right? But it seems to me, like Calix said, that Froch can't get any fucking respect in this goddamn community. I can't see what he has to do any more than what he's already done to get respect from some of you cats out there. I know I'm a Floyd hater, but I can still give Floyd credit where credit I think is due. And at this point in time, when Froch has faced so many tough top-level guys, at this point in time, it's a bit batty to not be giving props to Froch, and to not like Froch. Oh, you guys get to see my cat. To not like Froch is it's kind of blasphemous right now. I mean, again, Calix is right with this idea that Froch is all that's good in boxing. That statement really made me nod my head like this and be like, yeah, you know what? He is. He fights everybody. Every fight he's in right now is for the last 8 fights. Every fight he's in is a top-level guy. You can talk all the shit you want about Taylor. You can talk all the shit you want about Pascal or even Durrell or even Abraham. But while you're talking all that shit, you have to understand that these cats that he beat whooped ass before. You know, yeah. You know, Taylor ended up being not as great as he could have been. Fuck down. But Taylor was a good fighter. Jean Pascal gave Hopkins 2 tough fights. Gave Chad Dawson a loss. Jean Pascal's a tough fighter, and that Froch Pascal fight was a great fight. I think I had to retroactively go see that one. I didn't see it, and I started liking Froch and had to go back and watch it. But that Pascal fight was awesome. All of his fights are awesome. I can't think of a Froch fight. Even his loss to Ward was awesome in that we got to see some greatness out of Ward just because of the skill level of Froch and the fact that he earned his spot to be against Ward, and Ward earned his spot to be against Froch. That was just a good fight. There hasn't been a boring Froch fight, not really. He makes a fight. Even if you didn't like the Durrell fight, I did, and I still think Durrell won, but I can see Froch winning. So Froch still made a fight out of it. You understand? So not liking Froch is blasphemy to me. It's silly. It's just silly. It's pure big gulps of haterade. That's all that is. So moving on to Dwyer. I don't think Dwyer's hating on Froch. I think he's his point in making the first post-fight video was more to give us to I think he wants us to look forward to a Butte-Froch rematch and understand that in a rematch, you know, because in the first 2 rounds Butte was competitive against Froch, that in a rematch the same thing probably wouldn't happen, and that as long as Butte doesn't get hit by what he got hit by, the exact punch he got hit with in the 3rd round, that he would survive and probably cruise to a decision against Froch. I think that was, you know, that's the intention, to kind of back up a rematch and say that he probably would pick Butte in a rematch. That's how it came across to me. I didn't get the vibe from that he was just worried about his pick. I mean, if that's the case, we all get him wrong sometimes, and you know, sometimes you think you were wrong and you admit you were wrong, and sometimes you think the fight went a certain way and that you don't think it could be repeated. I think that's basically his point. He doesn't think Froch could have a repeat performance. The only problem with that is that it only took 5 rounds for Froch to destroy Butte, but it took him less than half the fight to get the KO. It took him 2 rounds to hurt him, and just because the first 2 rounds were competitive doesn't mean they were Butte rounds. I can understand you giving the first round to Butte. I think Froch clearly won the second. I gave the first to Froch, and I could see a draw round for the first round too. The third, obviously Froch, and the fourth, Butte could have won it if he didn't start eating all those fucking shots at the end. I mean, Froch hurt him again and accumulated some punches and won the round, and then we saw what happened in the 5th round. So you're basically telling me that because Butte might possibly have won 2 out of 5 rounds, that a rematch is definitely in order, and Butte can really turn things around if he just avoids that one single punch from Froch. That's not going to happen. I'm with European Boxing News on this. I don't see how Butte could do anything different. He's going to get caught. Froch isn't going to go 12 rounds without cracking Butte a few times with really good shots. And we saw what happened. Now, it doesn't mean Butte has the weakest chin in the world. It doesn't mean, you know, every time Butte gets hit by anyone, he's going to fucking fold. But against Froch, who we already know has great punching power, against Froch, he's not going to be able to hold up. He's just not built to hold up against a guy like Froch. And that's a bit of pressure and a bit of power. I mean, Froch really played an intelligent game this time around, and even as good in the rematch as he was in this fight, I would still predict another KO for Froch. I just don't see how Butte could pull a win, and I would have picked Butte to win if I did a prediction video, and just chatting, I was picking Butte to win. I thought he would win on boxing skill, and Froch showed me he has just as much, combined with a bit more grit and more power and a bit more pressure than Butte. He's just a better fighter all around. So I don't want to make this too long, and if you guys are having to turn this up or can't hear me real well, it's because everybody's asleep and I don't want to wake everybody up. So that's pretty much why. But let me know what you guys thought. I thought once I got over being and by the way, even if Dwyer was trying to back up his prediction a bit, it's not like I can come on here and say anything about it, right? I mean, that'd be quite hypocritical. If you guys have been following me since the beginning, you know my Kessler Ward post-fight was the vid's called The Walk of Shame, so you know, if you don't want to know what I'm talking about, go check it out, and maybe you'll see what I'm talking about. I've done it before. I'm just saying. I've done it before. Backed up a prediction just because I was mad because I was wrong. So I can't be mad at Dwyer too much if that's what he was doing. I still don't think that's fully what he was doing, but I will argue with him in the comments section like everybody else. And to UK, like I said, sometimes we get them wrong, and sometimes we just can't accept the way it happened, man. So, all right, man. This is Nap. Doses.